First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman in the BDE for Up Next. But also, we're joined by Scrump.
Bang, bang, what is up, you guys?
Oh, of course, yes, you got to do that. We're here in Toronto for SummerSlam weekend. Our friend Scrump is visiting us, so we're here to do an Up Next before the big TakeOver Toronto.
The pre-game.
The pre-tailgate.
Yeah.
The TakeOver tailgate pre-show. That's what this is.
The BDE tailgate.
Yeah, this is
so
what
we've
this
got
is.
Scrump stepping in for David Otunga today to run down everything.
Yeah, you look like him. Less jacked.
He came into the shop once.
Oh, the Pro Wrestling Tees.
He came into Pro Wrestling Tees once.
Does he have a shirt?
No, he was making some sort of like charity shirt. He's from my understanding, very charitable man.
Okay, then I don't want to make fun of him any longer. Yeah okay. I love David Otunga. Welcome to Up Next. We review NXT every week, every Thursday for postwrestling.com. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Now, so SummerSlam weekend here in Toronto. Everyone is coming here for wrestling. There's a week of wrestling. There's a lot of wrestling going on. We've been preparing for this for quite a while. I still don't have my SummerSlam ticket.
No? Oh, it doesn't bother me. It's going down.
Okay.
I'm not telling anyone that.
Well, then
it's going up. Tickets going up. Don't bother.
Don't even go.
Subscribe to the WWE Network. Stay at home and watch it there.
You changed your stance. You are attending SummerSlam?
I think so. I took it off. I took Sunday night off. I work early Monday morning, but whatever. We'll figure it out.
Because I know myself and friend of the show, MJ from NJ.
Yes.
We both talked about no,
you're not budging.
No, Sunday
okay.
we're leaving, and they've announced more matches, but
doesn't do it for you.
No, not
okay.
biting.
What about TakeOver? TakeOver going to do it for you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because that's why you're
up here solely for TakeOver. I mentioned to you.
I thought you were coming here for the TakeOver tailgate.
Well, I'm coming here specifically to see David, but yes, also for the tailgate for the post wrestling show.
Yes. Shout out to all the messages I've been getting. We've been getting the past few days. Get this, Scrump. Hey, I'm interested in getting tickets to the TakeOver tailgate. Is there still some available? No, motherfucker, they're not. They're sold out. We've been telling you this for a time.
Snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
The early bird, all that.
I will say it's very nice to get these messages.
It is.
It means we should have got a bigger venue, Dave.
Absolutely, and hopefully next time maybe we will. If we venture down to Tampa, who knows?
Yeah.
You guys are like those sweet elite boys who sold out one arena and everyone wanted more and more tickets, and now they're doing giant.
There we
We're
go.
like Bowler. We'll just stay in a tiny little venue.
You see, I do
forever.
I do like being in a small.
You'll have to get the DVD of the tailgate in 6 months' time. That's the only way you can watch it.
So it makes us feel really good that a lot of people are, coming and they're asking, hey, can I still show up? Are there tickets at the door? No, there actually isn't. We're so rammed.
We're at capacity.
We are at capacity. We're in trouble.
Even
if there's
if
a fire marshal.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon himself wanted to get in. Sorry, Vinny, you left it too late.
Yeah, there wouldn't be a single person you'd let in?
I'd chuck out Scrump, to be honest. Letting Vince.
Not even Kyrie? If Io Shirai wanted to come to the tailgate, which you are invited, honey, you're allowed to come.
Did you guys ever hear the story of there was some celebrity, I can't think of his name right now. It's legit, I can't think of his name. I'm not trying to protect him, but he showed up to Bola and he was just like, "Oh, I'm so and so. Can I get in?" And they were like, "We just made Ronda Rousey pay for her own ticket." And he's like, "Yeah, but I'm so." And I think he was a B-level celebrity. At this point,
it's weird because celebrities do go to Bola. Yeah. It's a thing.
And he tried to pull that, and they were just like,
"Well, that's not going to work." At the TakeOver tailgate. Actually, they probably will. Just DM us on Twitter. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to do that on Saturday. We're going to watch some NXT. We're going to do a Q&A. It's going to be crazy. So check out our socials at the Brady
and at Davie Portman.
Because follow us this whole weekend. It's going to be insane. But this show is pretty much the TakeOver, the hype show.
Yeah.
We're going to do some predictions. This week of NXT, it wasn't much. They promised us a full show with the TakeOver Target special, and then I watched it, and it was pretty much just a hype up thing, as most people expected. But that's what we're here to talk about today, because we're in Toronto here in the summer. we're ready for SummerSlam, and there's a lot of wrestling going on. I know that tomorrow night, or tonight rather, Progress is here in Toronto. Now, I don't think you're coming to Progress.
I'm not able to go, no.
But I do believe me and Scrump and maybe some others, we're going to go check out that. Walter's on the card. Devlin versus Banks is on the card. And then tomorrow night, Ring of Honor is here. And we're thinking of checking that out. They got the ladder war with the Briscoes and the GOD. And I know everyone's favorite world champion, Matt Taven. He's wrestling, so everyone's really, really excited for that.
I cannot wait. It's the whole reason I came up here.
To see Matt Taven.
Aside from the tailgate.
Yeah, to see Matt Taven. And then TakeOver, of course, and then SummerSlam. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I wish I could go to, but sometimes you just get too wrestled out, where you just I just want to do other things. Mm-hmm. But I'm super pumped for this weekend. I think it's really. I
saw
really
yesterday.
Cool.
I was in Halifax for the last few days.
Yes.
The east coast of Canada, which was gorgeous.
Yeah, how was it?
Oh, it was
you
great.
got me some hot sauces.
I got you some hot. This one is like a hot apple sauce. It's really good.
Sorry, it says a Scorcher jalapeno applesauce.
Orchard Scorcher, yeah.
And then I got hops and lime. So.
They tasted pretty good. But yeah, coming back from Halifax, getting to the airport. Suddenly you start seeing the Bullet Club t-shirts, the New Day t-shirts. Everyone is in town. Have everyone in their black t-shirts walking around. It's that time. It's like a mini WrestleMania in the 6.
I mentioned to Braden at the border, they asked us, what are you guys in here for? And I came in with some of my buddies they're hosting a freelance versus super kick show. So they told them, we're wrestlers. They looked at me, they're like, there's no way that fucking goes. But we told them, there's wrestling in town. And the guy immediately, he's like, SummerSlam, are you guys excited? So that's kind of like, cool, even 2-3 hours away, it's still something that people are aware of that's, even
the border.
I think it was actually SummerSlam last year. I took the ferry because it was in New York, I took the ferry from Staten Island across to Manhattan. And I was with my friend Kelly, who you've met once or twice. Very skinny, babyface looking guy. And they see the Blue Jay, this couple sees the Blue Jays hat. So they start talking to us about Canada and stuff. And what are you doing here? Go, we're here for the wrestling that's going on. It wasn't until they left that we realised they thought we were competing in a wrestling tournament. Because they just go, good luck, all the best, do well. And we looked at each other.
Well, I know the weekend of TakeOver Dallas, so I don't know which WrestleMania that was. It was
32.
So we were down at a Whataburger, and like I mentioned, I frequently travel with my friends of freelance wrestling. So we were at a Whataburger, and there was fans there who recognized them.
Wow.
So they said, it's so-and-so from freelance wrestling, said hi, took pictures. What the staff heard was wrestling, and WWE was in town, so they come over, and they're like, you guys are WWE wrestlers, huh? And I'm like, well, I'm one of the writers. I'm like, they're all wrestlers, and they were just taking pictures with these guys, being really nice. The staff was super nice. They gave us a thing of free fries, but it was one of those things where, to them, they just heard wrestling.
And they're
wrestling's in town, heard wrestlers, and thought these small group of independent wrestlers were.
Well, who did you tell this waitress in Chicago who I was? You kept trying to sell this waitress in Chicago.
This was post All In where we were.
Yeah, All In weekend in Chicago.
We were at a karaoke bar.
Yeah, that's right.
And I kept telling this waitress that you were Excalibur. I showed her a picture of Excalibur. I was like, you can't tell because of the mask. I was like, but because you guys have.
And you were like, he doesn't like to talk about it. Don't bring it up.
I was like, don't bring it up. And she goes, really? That's really impressive. I'm like,
we don't look like wrestlers though.
I've convinced people just from certain pictures on Google Images that I'm either Will Ospreay or Zack Sabre Jr. You just get the right reaction shot and slightly blurry.
Yeah,
look.
That's me. Look, and they're like, hey, you look like Zack Sabre Jr.
When I'm clean shaven,
you could definitely pull off Zack Sabre.
Wear some Union Jack tighty whities.
Moan about Boris Johnson. Yeah, I'm already there.
Yeah, well, we're not wrestlers, but walking around in Toronto, you'll probably find some this weekend. So,
I mean, I technically was a wrestler once.
Okay, yeah.
I'm retired now, though. Don't try to bring me out of retirement, Braden. I'll tell you like I tell everybody else.
Yes. Anyone new to the show, we should maybe say who this voice is, who Scrump is.
Yes.
So do you want to... I mean, you've been on the show a couple of times, but for any new listeners over the last month or so, might not be familiar with the enigma that is Scrump.
Yes.
So, do you want to give us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Most notably, I was one of the penis druids at All In, one of Joey Ryan's penis druids.
Is that on your Tinder bio?
No.
Don't put it on your Tinder.
No, it's definitely something where friends are like, you should put that. And I'm like, no. I'm like, because it's one thing to mention it to a girl once, you guys are familiar. Yeah. But to just have that, like, no. But I work over at Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm one of the managers. I'm actually the host of our brand new PWT cast. Now available on iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Apple Podcasts.
But I met these guys I met Braden through the law, when I used to call in, and then Davie not too long after when, you joined on.
Yeah.
But, I work over at Pro Wrestling Tees. I often describe myself as the hand of the king to the hand of the king.
The hand of the king.
Yeah, I don't really know what my actual position there is. I do a lot. More than if you've received a shirt from us, I've more than likely either had it ordered or printed it or shipped it to you. So I do a lot of stuff there.
You brought us some cool shirts.
I did. I brought you guys had some cool shirts printed for your event.
You brought us. So David ordered. You brought me like last time, or sent me for Christmas maybe the Blackheart Ciampa shirt.
Yes.
That you can't even you couldn't get for a while. Mm-hmm. You got me that shirt. David got really jealous, so now David ordered the new Blackheart shirt. Mm-hmm. So he told me he was getting that shirt, and I was like, well, wait a second. I want a Blackheart shirt, so now I got the Blackheart shirt.
Just a question: how does he get away with it? Does he market it under Blackheart on Pro Wrestling Tees? Because I know,
does who? Because we sell Blackheart shirts similar to Tomasso Ciampa.
There we go.
I mean, Tomasso Ciampa doesn't.
It's really funny because there's this new tag team on the indie scene called hashtag FTR. It looks like they opened a t-shirt store as well. I wonder what FTR means. Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah, those guys, I hope they sell a lot of t-shirts.
They probably are. Then all it says is hashtag FTR.
Yeah, I mean, I know if they want to stop selling shirts with us, we're not going to, we don't have any sort of weird contract with them where they have to keep selling shirts with us,
That's great. Well, thank you for the shirts. You also brought me. I requested jokingly, it was a half joke, but I'm happy you went through with it. Is a pink Bullet Club, but in Japanese. It's in not only is it in Japanese, it's in pink.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Whenever you guys ask me for T-shirts, it's no problem for me.
Well,
I know last time in New York, I had it was just a bunch of Pro Wrestling Tees logo shirts that I brought to David because they weren't in my size.
Right. Well, we literally wear them a lot.
Yeah, he's wearing it now, and not just for my benefit.
Yeah.
I know
we literally wear people would think we're wrestlers because we wear these all around all the time.
Well, you've seen last time I was here, I had that Pro Wrestling Tee jacket.
Yeah, you're decked out.
Yeah, there was a time where myself and my roommate, we were at a T-Mobile because he was fixing his phone plan or something. And the lady goes, "Oh, so you guys are
wrestlers,
a tag team,
or something,
team, huh?" We were just like,
yes,
no,
that's exactly what we are.
That's exactly what we are. Do we get some sort of discount? And we did not.
Well, shameless plug. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/upNXT and you can get one of our shirts. You can support us. And I know that did you launch your own Pro Wrestling Tees cast shirt?
No, if you've listened to episode 0 and 1, you would have heard by now.
Yes.
When we signed up, we were told you have to keep it fair. It has to be fair.
Right, yeah.
We work there, so we can't just bypass the 10,000 followers.
Whoa.
Or, it's that, or we pay the $75 fee, and I spent all my money getting up here. And on my plane ticket.
You're waiting for that $75.
So, we've had, so far, Marty DeRosa donate $5. we have
I'm not donating shit.
We have Matt Nix coming up. Hopefully he can donate some money, too, The man owns a wrestling company, so hopefully we get a few dollars out of him.
Well, hopefully that goes well for you. I wish you the best. I'll give you a toonie. Do you know what that is? Canadian money.
Is it one of these weird coins that you gave me last time?
Scrump got in late last night in Toronto and wanted some food last night.
Okay.
It was like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I was like, we were watching NXT. I was like, literally, the only thing you can get is this place called The Owl. And he's like, well, all right. And I'm like, oh, but they only take cash, and you don't have any Canadian. And he's like, I'm not using these coins and these stupid things. However, you guys use the penny still, and we don't. So we're ahead of you.
So we were both like, because I crashed on your couch. We were both like falling asleep, like yelling at each other about pennies. But I honestly, like, if I'm at a shop
pennies are terrible.
If I'm somewhere and I get change, they usually have like a tip jar there. I just throw it all there. I don't like to carry change with me.
Yeah, pennies need to go away in the States. Pennies are gone
It's
here.
always in my pocket, and then I forget, and it's one of those things where you jolt up and
fuck
like,
a penny.
This penny.
For real. Fuck pennies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck just pennies in general. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a noodle shop in Chicago called Pennies, and that's also what I say. Fuck pennies.
Yeah.
Don't go there.
So we're here to do the NXT TakeOver Hype-Up prediction show, if you will. Let's run through this week's episode of NXT and any news or noteworthy things, and then we'll do our prediction at the end of this, because it won't be that long considering what this week's episode was. So let's go into this week's episode, the August 7th edition of NXT 2019 from Full Sail University. It starts with William Regal. He's in the middle of the ring here. He says that TakeOver Toronto is going to be it's going to be lit. That's what William Regal says, pretty much word for word. That's what he says. It's going to be. He says it's going to be lit. He brings out the two tag teams in the NXT Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits, the champions, they come down to the ring. And I know I've joked on this show that the influence of one particular new producer, well, it really showed here, because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Street Profits would like to bring to you their best rendition of their, what is it?
It's what they've been doing on Raw, yeah. It's the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, the New Age Outlaws. They do that, they do their thing, and then they call their opponents O'Reilly Auto Parts and Lawrence Fishburne Jr., What did you think of their dig there?
The digs weren't great, but the delivery was. I think Montez Ford can get away with really saying anything, and people are going to cheer because, he's so hyped. I actually had a acting teacher at drama school who said, when doing Shakespeare, if you know something's meant to be a joke, don't worry if you don't understand what the joke is, because it's hundreds of years old.
Sure.
Just play it like a joke,
okay,
and the audience will feel, got to laugh along. And it's kind of like that. Montez Ford is so charismatic that the way he delivers it, it doesn't care what he's saying. The crowd is still going to go, oh, yeah.
I mean, as far as the digs went, Kyle O'Reilly and his dad definitely had better ones.
So Scrump thinks that they're each team is a dad, their son and their dad.
Right.
Well, I mean,
what's your thing? You think Montez Ford is the son and Angelo Dawkins is the dad?
Look at how they were dressed.
There was something about Angelo Dawkins' jeans. Like, I just didn't work. They were very dad jeans.
I mean, Montez Ford, he's a very fashionable guy. Like, I look at him and I go, man, that guy is fly AF.
Yeah, he's definitely dressed
I wish
nice.
some of that would rub off on, like, Angelo Dawkins, because he's clearly older.
Right.
He's clearly not, like, as, like, just cool as Montez Ford.
Right.
And I think maybe if he just dressed
But then,
a little
I think
different.
it works when he's wearing, like, his basketball gear.
Yeah.
Like, it's not high fashion, but it works for his character. But when Montez Ford is in his nice shirt, his
Rock
skinny
shirts,
jeans, his cool shoes, and then Dawkins is just in dad jeans with his NXT title wrapped around his waist, it just looked a bit odd.
Okay, well, if Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins are a father-son combo, then here comes Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, because they really...
Well, I remember describing it once. It was at TakeOver Chicago, where I said Oney Lorcan and his dad versus Kyle O'Reilly, and his dad was like one of my favorite matches.
Well, they look like father-son duos.
What I love is, even when Undisputed are tagging, the way Bobby kind of shouts things to motivate Kyle is like a dad on the side of a pitch. Just, go on, Kyle!
Yeah.
Dad at soccer practice.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. We're going to get this over. Kyle O'Reilly and his dad.
So O'Reilly Auto Parts and Lawrence Fishburne Jr., this then prompts the Undisputed Era, Shock the System. They come down to the ring, And Bobby Fish says, "Oh man, that joke was so funny, I forgot to laugh." And Kyle O'Reilly says, "Actually, funny you should say that because I remembered to laugh, but I didn't because it wasn't funny."
What I love with this, I had a go about Roderick Strong the other day about being just seeming like a whiny kid, and he's a grown adult. Kyle O'Reilly, he felt like one of the girls from Mean Girls here. He could have been in Mean Girls.
Yeah.
And again, he's a grown-ass adult, but this worked. It was so funny.
Bobby Fish says, "Okay, cover your ears because I have some truth. This is our level and you're not on it. You see, not only are we better bell to bell, we are better than you, Street Profits. We will beat you, but we're also funnier than you." Whoa. Calling someone that you're funnier than them is really disrespectful. He says, "Listen, guys, you see, that was your joke, but we have this joke." And Fish is like, Kyle, say that joke that you told me the other day. It was so funny. Say it. Say a joke. Oh, what was the joke? Okay, okay, everybody. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Here's the joke. The Street Profits are NXT champions. And then they laugh. And then the Street Profits, they're pretty pissed here. They say, "Shut up, Bobby. You say you guys shock the system. You see, you've beaten every team here in NXT. You've beaten the Authors of Pain, the War Raiders. You've been through everyone. But you see, the problem is we weren't a threat before, but you see us now. Everyone sees us now. You see us now. We're the Street Profits. We've been here for a while, but now we're the team. And you see, at TakeOver Toronto, losing is not an option, and we're gonna beat that ass, and that is undisputed." And then the crowd starts chanting, "Beat that ass," which was very interesting.
It felt like a line from Cena in Trainwreck. You know, Amy Poehler kept on saying,
"I'm gonna beat that ass. I'm gonna pound that ass." So then both teams sign the contract. And then, like, there's no fight. There's no one going through a table. There's no pull apart. Just two. See, in NXT, we're polite here. We sign contracts, and everything just goes swimmingly. And maybe because Regal is in the ring, and
then they reveal that the contracts actually said it's DX versus Goldberg.
Yeah. So that was the contract signing. The tag match is set for this Saturday. I'm looking forward to the match. That was, I thought. The Undisputed Era came off like with the upper hand here. I just didn't. The Street Profits didn't really deliver here. I thought the
Street Profits started off a bit weak. Yeah. I thought when they ended they were pretty good. It's made me more hyped for the match. I think it's going to be really.
I do love when they're like cutting promos and talking, and yet they clearly like handed out the red Solo cups because the crowd had them. But then like as they're like walking away. It's funny because they have the titles on, and like Montez maybe has it on his shoulder, but then has a cup in his other hand. It just looks so funny to me. It looks like you're walking around a party and there's a guy with like a red Solo cup, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up." It's like a house party. Like someone's got a cup in their hand. Yeah,
I think it was actually better that they didn't like get physical.
Sure,
because of like you said, like it seems more fitting of their characters to kind of just walk away like, "All right, I got you." You know, especially with just.
The cup.
Having the Solo cup.
They didn't want to ruin the party. So that's the contract signing here. Will the prophecy come true? We'll do our predictions just a little after this. We then go to a preview, a vignette here for the three-way. The NXT North American Championship. Pete Dunne versus Velveteen Dream versus Roderick Strong. This match is going to be crazy. This video was cool. It kind of shows where everything was, how Roddy got the pin over Velveteen Dream, and then now Pete Dunne has been entered into this. But it's kind of the whole story that we've already seen here before. So we'll go to that. We get a video from Corey Taylor from Slipknot. Now I'm just going to tell you what he said here because I'm not making this up. He says, "Hi, Corey Taylor," and he's in his mask and everything. He says, "I'm just here to remind you that we are NXT. Just letting you know that I'm here to remind you that we are NXT." What does that even mean, Corey Taylor from Slipknot?
We're all NXT. I'm NXT.
We are all.
He's just here to remind us. That's literally what he said. I'm here to remind you. So if you forgot, Corey Taylor from Slipknot has reminded you Yes, you. That you are NXT. A listener of ours messaged me and said that they predict Slipknot will play Shayna out to the ring. But I just don't know if that's going to happen, because I bet they're on tour, Slipknot. Because Slipknot did another song for this takeover coming up here, but I don't know, I just don't foresee it. But someone was like, I'm very adamant that's what's going to happen. But
isn't that also something they like? They've always like
announced it, right? Usually.
I don't think they did at the last takeover.
Yeah,
when Adam Cole had his entrance.
I feel Slipknot is pretty big to just have on a takeover announce. Yeah. I can see Poppy doing Io Shirai's entrance. They were, I mean, we'll get to that package later, but they were back and forth on Twitter last night. So, and she's not as big a name as Slipknot. I think they could have her on as a surprise.
We get a video for the women's championship between Shayna Baszler and Mia Yim here. It's kind of showing a little bit of everything. This video is good because it shows a lot of Mia Yim kind of on the indies, how she got signed here in the Mae Young Classic with Triple H and everything like that. And then there's like insert promos with the footage attached here. Again, these are like the preview videos they'll play before the match on Saturday. But
maybe I just missed it. I don't think they showed Mia taking out the horsewomen, did they?
No, they did. Yeah, they did. Because the line here is from Shayna. It shows the clips of her being the vigilante where she's attacked people. Let's forget about the Roman Reigns attacks. Like Mia Yim is just straight up like beating up women in the background here. Shayna says, Mia Yim, you've been given an opportunity to fight for the championship, but you see, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve a title shot. You deserve a prison sentence. So she's
kind of got a point.
It's weird in wrestling when the heel is actually correct. Is factually like, yeah, she's just been attacking people. Mia Yim should just go to prison.
It's always the fun world of wrestling where I remember like mentioning one time it was something to do with The Undertaker, and I was like, isn't it like fucked up that The Undertaker admitted on TV to like trying to burn his brother alive,
right? But
because he's subjectively a very good wrestler, we're just like, come on, it's okay.
Yeah,
we all just brush it under the rug.
There's so many things. Rikishi hit a guy with a car. Like there's wrestling's crazy. So that video was cool. I enjoyed that. I still would say I'm not as hyped for this women's title. There's something missing in it for me.
I agree. I think it's the least hype match on the show.
Right, yeah.
I think it will be good, though.
I think so, too.
And especially them being roommates, I think they'll work out something pretty cool.
I feel like they're also aware, like, on this card, this isn't a match that everyone is as excited for, which will probably, like you said, lead to them stepping it up, going to the PC and trying to work something out so that we leave and we go, holy shit, that match was amazing.
Yeah. Well, we do have a match on this show that has nothing to do with TakeOver, and it happens right now because there was a tournament that happened this summer. Do you remember it? It's called the NXT Breakout Tournament. Do you guys remember when that happened?
Yeah, it's been my favorite thing every week.
Screw the G1. Let's talk about the NXT Breakout Tournament. Well, the finals are happening this weekend. Rumor is that it's not on the TakeOver and that it's the pre-show.
The package they showed later, they took out the line of it being on TakeOver. And I think a listener pointed out, they mentioned last week, it's in 2 weeks' time at the Scotiabank. So we'll have the match.
Yes.
It will be on NXT TV rather than the TakeOver.
Yes, and that match will be Cameron Grimes versus Jordan Miles. That is the breakout tournament finals that we will get. As expected, those two, I think, will have a fantastic match. I just feel like the whole tournament was just kind of maybe just put in a place for, I don't know, just to do it kind of thing. I think it's just too many guys at once. I don't know.
They didn't do enough to make you care about any of the guys.
Like,
no one overly stood out, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in past tournaments that they've had, there's always been one or two people that stick out. I mean, they show in the Maya Yim package where she stood out to the point where everyone was
sign her. Yeah, Maya. No one chanted "sign me" to any of these people.
Yeah,
so.
and
they're already signed.
Like, I've seen ACH and Trevor Lee wrestle to an hour draw.
Okay,
so it's they can go.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got good chemistry. It'll probably be a very good match,
right? But
just the way they've gone about setting up the whole tournament, it definitely just
weak.
Maybe they should have had just three shows, 3 3 separate shows on the network and an episode getting you to know everyone.
Sure.
Like they've done, not drag it out as long as the Mae Young Classic would be, but just
a little
have
thing,
every night for a week or something like that.
Yeah, like I feel like had it been its own show, and then you say the finals are happening at TakeOver, it probably would have a little bit more oomph.
It doesn't have any. There's just no real meaning behind it.
And I think the problem is they've been using it as a line from the heels on the show, but it's what we've all been saying. There are so many great wrestlers who don't have a match. TakeOver Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle's one of the hottest guys in the scene right now. He doesn't have a match at TakeOver.
Yeah.
Or even pre-show, I don't think.
We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. Let's go to this match. From the breakout tournament, Joaquin Wilde, so DJZ, versus Shane Thorne. Now, Shane Thorne, he's the Aussie dude. His partner left him for New Japan. Now he's solo Shane Thorne. He cut a promo, was it last week or recently, about how he deserves some kind of push. But instead, NXT brings in all these breakout tournament stars here for this thing when he should be the one kind of getting like a little bit of a push there. So, Shane Thorne, Joaquin Wilde. If you were wondering if Wilde is keeping the DJZ like gimmick kind of in full, well, he starts the match by going burr, 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 burr. So, yes, he's keeping that gimmick, full on gimmick. Now, me and Scrump were watching this late last night, and you pointed out that he kind of looks like people are comparing him to Mustafa Ali.
Yeah,
because I've been watching DJZ for years. He's been doing the light thing, the EDM kind of DJ thing. Like a DJ comes out with light helmets, like Deadmau5, Marshmello, whatever. And DJZ's been doing that for a long time. But then Mustafa Ali has come on the scene in the past year or so, and he comes out with like this like light up kind of thing, and people are like, oh, like there's similarities there.
Yeah. But I don't think it helps that they're both like kind of smaller guys from Chicago that both use like that similar like gimmick. So
similar gimmick, but also like similar look and similar moveset, I would say, because in his gear here, it looks his pants is similar to like Mustafa Ali. So it's very funny that both are using lights and stuff.
You know, Joaquin, I feel he'll be fine.
Sure.
You know, he might have to tweak a few things to his gimmick, but especially being this early in NXT, I feel like it's kind of like Kushida, where they were like, yeah, go ahead, you can be the Back to the Future guy for a few weeks, but...
And then figure it out.
Now we're gonna, tweak this and tweak that.
They'll definitely need to tweak it, because he's just like, it's like a half DJ. It's like, I'm not really a DJ, but...
I had completely forgotten about him from the tournament.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him prior to NXT.
Don't blame me, because...
a lot of the moves he has, we see so many people do. There was nothing particularly... I think you saw quite early on with Mustafa Ali, even before he was doing these promos and things, there was some depth there. There was something really interesting about him that made you want to root for him.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys have the same moveset these days. But for me, it was just... It's just a gimmick stuck on that doesn't really mean anything.
Also, it goes for any, like, I'm not saying anyone, but most wrestlers these days, like, everyone does a tope to the outside.
Yeah.
Everyone does, like, very similar moves. But when I compare it, like, to Kenny Omega, for instance. Kenny Omega, sure, he hits the topes to the outside. He does it in his every big match. But his makes it, something flows with his. There's a reason he does a move at a specific time, at a specific part in the match, like a specific way. I feel like some wrestlers don't do that. Some wrestlers are like, cool, now I'm going to hit you with this move, and then you're going to do this, and like, there's a, I don't know, sometimes when you watch like a real pro, like you put on a Gargano match, you see there's reasons for every little thing, but then sometimes you put on someone who's maybe not like, as in-depth as you say, it kind of just doesn't, it's just throwing it at the wall.
You can hear it listening to the crowd as well. The match, and this is what I love with the G1 tournament matches. The crowd sort of should be a constant noise that grows and grows and grows, but there's never breaks in the sound, if that makes sense.
Sure.
And if you just watch this match, well, if you just listen to this match, it's silence, and then, oh, there's a tope, I've woken up. Whereas you should try to capture... Something. Yeah, and as you said, Gargano is so good at it. Kenny Omega is so good at it.
It's storytelling. That's what we watch.
Is, but also... I also feel for these two guys because I quite enjoyed this match because this is probably hour 3 in the tapings with a guy who was in a tag team no one really cared about and everyone has forgotten about, against a guy who lost his only match in NXT a few weeks ago. So the crowd were checked out before it started. So
Yeah.
I don't completely blame them for that.
Yeah, so again, this is kind of like a little throwaway match, but I quite enjoyed it for what it was. Shane Thorne, Joaquin Wilde, like I said, the ba-ba-ba-ba starts off. They keep trying to out-wrestle each other, trying to keep getting to different holds. There's a running head scissors into like a satellite DDT, which is then countered into a brainbuster from Shane Thorne. Looked really great. Joaquin Wilde hits kind of the buckshot lariat at some point, like the next AEW champion, or the first. Hangman Page, the buckshot lariat, which is way better than the Dean Ambrose lariat, which he doesn't do, Moxley. The Moxley lariat doesn't happen. There's a back elbow off the top rope from Wilde, and then Shane Thorne goes for this running thing onto the top rope. Joaquin counters that with a power bomb for only a 2 count. Shane Thorne and him are now going strike for strike, and Thorne hits like a straight up slap to the face and then a forearm, which just looked nasty. I would say I was way more impressed with Shane Thorne in this match than Joaquin Wilde, but I think that it was what it was designed to do for us. Then we're talking about topes, because there is a tope through the ropes from Joaquin Wilde. Kind of like Sami Zayn, how he does the diving DDT through the ropes on the outside. However, this was like a tope, suicide dive through the corner there, which looked really cool, which allows him to then run it back into the ring, and Wilde then hits a second over the top rope to the outside, and this is where the crowd was like, hey, this isn't half bad. I don't know who these people are, but this is okay. This is decent. And they're brawling there. He waits for Shane Thorne to get up, which I don't like as a babyface. You shouldn't just wait. You shouldn't just stand inside while the guy's like injured. Like you should be like, I'm going to pin you and stuff like that. That's just nitpicking. He then Shane Thorne eventually does get back into the ring. They go back and forth again for a little while, and then Shane Thorne, which I'm going to call this like a bicycle knee, the Kenta knee, the Daniel Bryan knee, wild knee. I'll call it the Shane Thorne knee, because he runs and hits this flying knee and pins Joaquin Wilde off of it. It looked wild. Not Joaquin Wilde, but wild. Shane Thorne with this crazy move and pins him. The match is over. The ref goes to raise his hand. He pushes the ref away, rolls out of the ring, walks straight to the back. He's like, I don't got time for this shit. I don't need to be here. I'm above this. I like this about Shane Thorne. I think this guy is kind of going to find something after this.
I really enjoyed the match. It was such a shame about the crowd. It made me think, I think we've got to the point now where NXT needs to travel more for their shows. Sure. Full Sail can be great. I know people give them a lot of shit, but in the past, Full Sail have been really good at supporting the mid and lower mid card and getting these people over. They seem all a bit checked out now, and I think it's been the case for a while. I mean, we've commented on the quality has dropped a bit in the storytelling. Maybe that has something to do with it, although I still think NXT is better than it was a few years ago.
Yes, definitely.
I think it would really help to start travelling a bit more to other small venues.
I mean,
not arenas
they do it,
all,
but they don't televise it.
Yeah, I think they
got to
should
show.
start.
It's very interesting. TakeOver is this Saturday. Tonight, they've been traveling tonight. Like tomorrow night, they're doing Buffalo. Yeah. Friday night, they're doing Buffalo. I guarantee these guys are on the card there, but they're not on the TakeOver card. So it's like they are traveling, but they're not doing they're not filming it. They're not doing it as a
I think they
show.
should do it to film now small venues, and I think people that are just excited to see wrestling would lift this match.
I thought this was fine, like for a throwaway thing here. I'm interested in seeing the Shane Thorne thing, like pushing, like why bring in 8 new people when you've already got guys sitting on the burner.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
I think if this guy he cut a pretty good promo last week.
Yeah.
If this guy could do not just good promos, but really, really good promos.
Sure.
He's got a lot for him.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the problem is he was in a vanilla tag team for a long time. He's been off TV for a long time. His look is kind of generic.
Sure.
What can get him over is his promo, because he's got the ring skills.
You know what's going to get him over? They should keep hyping him up week by week. Be like, yo, he's coming. Shane Thorne is coming. And then one day, his debut, have Roman Reigns beat him up. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Well, that's how you get someone over.
I mean, that's how they got Buddy Murphy over this week, isn't it? That's how it works, right? No? Yeah. Okay. I'm interested in seeing where this guy goes.
I assume he's going to run through maybe
some of those people. Yeah, he should.
That
would be great. Look, you guys are losers, and then Keith Lee will kill him at the end.
And then, or maybe whoever wins this tournament.
Sure.
See, I was thinking, I know there's been an influx of Aussie talent, and
yeah, true.
Like I was impressed with him here. Like I was a fan of TM61.
Right.
When they still cared about them,
right?
Those few weeks, but yeah, he was really impressive, especially that knee. Like I know when you and I were watching it when he hit the knee, it was like whoa!
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. Plus, he's also got a Full Metal Alchemist tattoo. Like I do, so that definitely helps. But
nice.
Yeah, it was like touching on what Davie said. They definitely need to get out of that arena because. To them, he's just the guy who's been losing to their up and comers, probably in a dark match.
Hey, do you move from Full Sail University if they move to like FS1? If NXT becomes a show that's not on the network, do they travel with it or do they stay in Full Sail?
I think they could, but keep to small venues. They don't need to have their sights set on arenas.
Giant, Like New Japan is smart when they're like touring at like Ring of Honor venues, which are like smaller. But. It's fine. Fun. They can pack that out.
It's like our tailgate. You book a small venue, and then you know.
I just noticed the crowd. It felt like watching one of those Saudi shows where all the people in the front row are just on their phones, walking around, talking to each other. The front row was so checked out, and it made me mad for the performers because I thought that was a decent match.
Well, I know I've been to Full Sail before, and I know Braden, you mentioned you've also been there. I know there was definitely some fatigue with me. Where
it gets on you.
Yeah, for me, the main event was Finn versus Shinsuke, so it was one of those things where everyone's kind of sitting
waiting
on their hands, waiting for that. And I definitely feel like it does affect whatever comes before it, just because of that. Because you've already been there for 2-3 hours, and it's at that point you're just like,
and especially it's once a month, pretty much, isn't it? The tapings. Yes. It's not twice a year they're going to see a 3-hour show of tapings. It's once a month the same people are going.
Same kind of thing.
And you'll have... Because I reckon majority of the crowd are regulars Locals. Who go a lot.
It's true. I like them in Full Sail, but I guess you got to give them something a little bit more. Maybe do dark matches. Be like, hey, you sit through this, you'll get your Johnny Garganos and Adam Coles in a match. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you got to throw them a bone to kind of get them to be interested.
They already have that with the taping.
I know.
Structure anyway. I just think it's maybe ran its course there.
Yeah, I guess so. So Shane Thorne, we'll see more of you, I'm sure. We go to the next video package for another women's match at TakeOver Toronto. The one I'd say I'm a little bit more excited for. I'll tell you why. Because Io Shirai gets me high. Fellas, Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae at TakeOver. There's a video here using Poppy. Remember Poppy?
She's NXT's answer to Flow Rider, isn't she?
This video is cool, though. This video is so sick. There's like Japanese translations. There's the black and the strobe light thing from Io Shirai. It shows Candice's point of view. They made it like seem so sweet, where it's like Candice was coming to the aid of her all the time, and then gets turned on by Io. Like,
they built up their friendship way more than they have on TV as well. If you were just watching this, it did look like they've been friends for years.
It looks like they
had
friends.
Kind of sort of Instagram photo kind of things, and just them hanging out, which hasn't been on TV. You just saw that time Candice came into the locker room and said, I've got your back.
Check out this video.
It really made you feel that they were big friends, and Io turned nasty.
And then turns on her, and it's like the music changes to because Poppy's music is like, hi, I'm Poppy. And then it goes, it's crazy. This video fit it so properly. And the translation, it's Io's yelling in Japanese, and it translates, there is no human worthy of Io Shirai, or something like that, because she doesn't need any friends. She doesn't. I'm looking so forward to this match. I think this has the potential to just blow my mind.
Low-key sleeper.
Don't sleep on the women's matches.
It's one of the most hyped matches, to be honest. Everyone I'm talking to are very, very keen for this match.
Like, I'll say it every week. Like, this character instantly has hooked me. No problem. Wait, you're an evil Japanese woman who wears all black, comes out to like some like weird trap music, like take my money.
Well,
take everything from me. I don't care.
It's good to see Candice finally
risk it all.
Stop being just Johnny's wife.
Yes,
she's.
There's no mention of that, which is great.
Yeah, that's great. You know, you look at the main roster where. Oh, it's Seth Rollins, who's Becky Lynch's boyfriend.
Look how that fizzled now.
Yeah, and that's just
lame.
It's fine. You know, I know that one of the Usos is married to Naomi. They don't mention it every single time, and they've kind of steered away from mentioning
which is good. Yeah, she's her own person here, and that's how it should be. And I really enjoyed this video. I think this one's the best one.
I would say in the NXT structure, I'm pleased that they did that with Candice LeRae for a good year and a half, because otherwise she wouldn't have had a slot.
That's true.
There's only... I think this is the first takeover with 2 women's matches. Mm-hmm. You've only got 5 big matches every takeover, and the men are going to dominate that most of the time. So Candice would have just been doing silly throwaway matches on NXT
or
TV.
The pre-show.
Whereas she was in a big headline story for a good
This is the biggest match of both
and
of them.
now she's transitioned and she's away from being Johnny's wife, and people know who she is because she's been on TV for
both of these women have been on indies respectively from different parts where they're both from, and now they're coming together to do this, and I would say it's their biggest opportunity, biggest venue, biggest everything for them to kind of just show like, hey, this is what we can do. And I think this is great. The story of it is simple, everything is simple. I'm just super excited to watch it. I think this will just be a lot of fun. Entertaining is what I watch this for, and this is hitting on all cylinders here. Looks fantastic. I want to see Io just go crazy, and more yelling in Japanese definitely is what I want. But talking about the pre-show, bro, Matt Riddle comes out to the ring because he has a match against Killian Dain, because a few weeks ago he was attacked and sent on through the stage in Full Sail, and Matt Riddle comes out and instantly is attacked again by Killian Dain. Dain attacks him. I couldn't tell, was he wearing the Tool shirt? Was he, because the new Tool album?
I couldn't see the front.
See, it all happened so quickly. I was afraid it might have been Chris Jericho in disguise.
Yeah. See, I don't really want to talk about this. I want to talk about social media and Matt Riddle, because he is public enemy number 1, or the hero we all didn't know we deserved, depending on how you look at it.
It's Matt Riddle versus WCW.
Yeah. Have you seen this?
No.
Oh, really? Okay. This is fantastic. Really? Matt Riddle, as you know, loves your favorite wrestler ever, Goldberg.
Oh, greatest ever wrestler in the WWE.
Right. So Goldberg is now added to SummerSlam fighting Ziggler. Matt Riddle goes on Twitter machine and, of course, is like, okay, make it a triple threat. Like, let's go. Add me in. Like, fuck it. Let's go. And, people are saying what they will. Now, some other wrestlers have stepped in, and someone on Twitter was like, hey, Matt Riddle, you should, learn to, appease.
Respect.
Yeah, respect
blah, blah.
the older generation. And Chris Jericho went on Twitter and was like, yeah, this kid's got to learn. So Matt Riddle, tweets something out, things progress, and then Matt Riddle puts out this, selfie video from his couch. And he basically is like, yeah, Booker T hates me, don't know why. Goldberg sucks. Jericho hates me. He's just naming.
He says, Lance Storm, you're so boring. I fell asleep during one of your seminars, and you had to wake me up and ask me if I was okay.
He's just
he mentions, he goes, Goldberg, hate the guy. He goes, Booker T, he goes, I feel he should watch more of my matches.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know why people say it can't work. Watch my matches.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are hating on him.
Like people said he was talking shit, but it's Booker T, he was kind of just like, I hope you watch more of my matches. But then, you'll see that.
The best thing is Jericho. He's hating on Jericho. Now, Jericho's my favorite wrestler ever. But he goes, Jericho, I don't know why you're stepping to me. If you want to start shit, I will beat the shit out of you. He says this in the thing, and now it's being memed. We were looking at tweets, and some guys, when you go to the fast food place and they're out of chicken nuggets, and it's I will beat the shit out of you. So Matt Riddle says all of this on his socials, and Jericho and him are kind of having a little social media beef, but it's Matt Riddle is very interesting.
This is where wrestling's interesting nowadays.
Yeah.
Because this is where you're going, is this a work? Is this a shoot? All that, which is fun. And there's so many contradictions, because they say, go grab that brass ring. This is Matt Riddle doing that.
Oh, he does it all the time.
And you'll see, does this elevate him, or does he get punished for this?
Well, he's not on the TakeOver card. And a few months ago, he was shitting on Goldberg on social media, laughing. He put out a video of him laughing when Goldberg and Taker match happened.
Yeah.
Is this the punishment? You're not in TakeOver because of this.
I don't
think so.
Triple H punishing anyone for having certain feelings towards Goldberg.
Yeah, so Scrump has a theory that this is all Triple H being like, yo, go fuck around with Chris Jericho. Go piss him off.
I mean, if you look at it, it's Matt Riddle targeting Jericho, targeting Goldberg, targeting these guys Triple H is notoriously not a fan of.
So I just find it very funny.
It may or may not be.
It's so funny.
Like,
I will beat the shit out of you is my new favorite line. When someone says something you don't agree with, listen, bro, I will beat the shit out of you. The best is, it's Matt Riddle. Like, he literally would beat the shit out of all of those dudes.
Completely.
Like, literally, he would beat the shit out of Goldberg, Jericho. Like, it's just so funny. Twitter is free. I just can't fathom this app.
If he was still in the Indies though right now, GCW would be looking like Matt Riddle versus whatever available WCW alumni.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, this is where I have this interesting theory here. So that's it. Killian Dain attacks him here, does a cannonball into the steel steps, beats him up, and the match doesn't happen. So we watch wrestling for a long time. Next week, I assume we get the rematch this Saturday. We get the pre-takeover thing, and maybe they add it, or there might not be room.
They've announced 2 matches.
Yeah.
For the pre-show. I don't think we'll see this.
So I guess we won't see.
Maybe we'll have a spot backstage or something.
Now listen to my theory here. Listen to this. What do you think of this? The main event of TakeOver is a 2 out of 3 falls. The first is a wrestling match. The second is a street fight. And the third, William Regal chooses a stipulation. Is Matt Riddle added in to make it a triple threat match? Or is that just like... No?
I like the idea, but no.
Yeah, it just doesn't gel.
Yeah, I think it's cheap. I think they want a definitive winner. Because
Riddle is tweeting, you better tune into this weekend in Toronto because you never know what could happen. And he tweets a picture of him and Brock Lesnar. I mean, he still wants that Riddle-Brock Lesnar.
But back to this angle, I really like the ambush.
Again.
Yeah, Killian Dain, did he attack him with a crossbody? I feel. It looked really cool. And it was quick. I often get tired of these beatdowns when they go on too long, where it was just, I've blindsided you, I've killed you, I've left you.
Yeah.
And I really like this. I think I don't like this look for Killian Dain. I think it's way too like Bray Wyatt. I know Bray Wyatt's changed it up, but I think a sort of semi-casual fan would look at this and would think it's Bray Wyatt. Long hair, long beard, black vest.
We were joking
jeans.
that he looks like every other guy sometimes. Like a big, I myself am a bigger, hairy white dude. I watch the NXT UK show. Every other guy is a big, hairy white dude. Killian Dain is a big, hairy white dude.
So it makes sense why they didn't, ship him over to NXT UK because he looks too similar.
He'd be lost.
And I don't think he's someone who you would have him drastically change his look because he's got in his gear and stuff, he has a good look. But within the context of all the other UK guys,
very similar.
Just too similar.
I agree.
But I'm sure he's been bumping that new Tool album that everyone's waiting for. That new song came out.
You mentioned you sat next to Tool. I know the lead singer of Tool, I believe it was, came into the shop once.
Oh,
and
what?
It was also one of those things where everyone...
You didn't know who it was?
Until he left, and my boss was like, oh, it was the guy from Tool. And there's some people who were like, why didn't you say, but... If you're the lead singer of Tool, you don't want to be announced to everybody at this shop.
Why don't they have Tool for the TakeOver theme? Come on.
I love those stories you hear celebrities say when someone comes up to them and goes, "Are you famous? Who have I seen you on something?" Thanks. Cheers for that.
Let's go to someone who wishes they were famous. His name is Fandango. Or I realized last week I said Fandango looks like Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
But I think I figured it out. What's the guy's name from the IT crowd? He's in Bridesmaids.
Chris O'Dowd?
Chris O'Dowd. Okay. Fandango looks like a jacked Chris O'Dowd. Literally looks exactly like him. So Fandango came back last week to save Tyler Breeze, and now they're here being interviewed backstage. Fandango says, shh. Breeze says, dude, where have you been? Fandango says, listen, Tyler Breeze, I just got caught up in it. I was in too deep. You see, we spent all this time policing everyone when we should have been policing ourselves. Our fashion sense is whack. He says, whack. He's like, yeah, it's what the kids say these days. Well, what does it mean? Well, it means it's bad. So we need to reimagine Breezango. So next week it will be Breezango versus the Forgotten Sons. That's the match we are getting at the TakeOver pre-show. At least one of the matches. Breezango versus the Forgotten Sons. I don't care about this anymore. I thought I liked one line here when Fandango, he clearly still has his comedy kind of chops here because he's like, I was in too deep. It's like, yeah, that's funny. But this is just something I don't need on this show.
No, I said the last few weeks, Breeze needs a makeover. Fandango's had it. I was just hoping, I'd have liked here for Fandango to be just serious.
Sure.
And be like,
yeah, they're doing the opposite of what you asked.
Yeah, and just be, look, we're good. We can wrestle. We can go.
Well,
Breeze is decent. Come on.
I don't read ahead.
But then say, yeah, look, we need to change it up. Let's leave this up behind. We need a makeover. Let's do it. And then they come out looking seriously.
They're not dressed. They're dressed like half-ass here. Like, he's still in the wife beater, and Breeze is in his, like, weird half gear. So he jokes like, we need to police ourselves. The fashion police. We're the police. Now, again, I don't read ahead ever, but they have been tag teaming on these indie circuits. Like tonight and tomorrow night, they will be in action in the house shows. I don't read ahead, but they're back in their old gear.
See, that, like, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
When they were the fashion police, like, on Raw and SmackDown and stuff, whatever, that was that. But I felt like transitioning Breeze back into NXT was like it was a fresh start, and they didn't really, they kind of half-assed it, where he was just, he's kind of the old character, he's just not as over.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's detrimental to just bring in, like, Fandango and just have them do that same gimmick, because that gimmick worked on Raw and SmackDown because it's more comedy-based, but, like, it's more sports-oriented over here on NXT. Not that you can't have comedy, but
it's just not working. I don't care. Yeah, I don't want to see
it. It might be that case in the house shows because this hasn't aired yet, and TakeOver will be, well, the TakeOver pre-tape will be their debut.
Also, this is just I
just want to see them be more serious.
Yeah,
I think we've had that. It was fun at the time. Yeah. We've moved past.
They're both good wrestlers.
They are.
Like Johnny Curtis, before Fandango, there was Johnny Curtis, and he was really good in NXT. If you watch some of those, like, very, very early NXT shows, Johnny Curtis was a really good wrestler. That's what I want to see. I want to see him and Tyler Breeze, like, just do something different. But then
they also have to fight the Forgotten Sons, so it's like, the Forgotten Sons should go over, but, like, whatever. I don't. This is not a big. This is where I go to get my snacks for TakeOver. I don't want to miss anything else, but this is probably where I go. Okay, now I'm gonna go pee to make sure I'm ready for the rest of the night, because, like, this, I just don't care. I guess.
Yeah, this will also probably be when I go get, like, my commemorative poster and cup.
Go check out the merch. Yeah. Gotta get that new Johnny Gargano Rebel Heart shirt, which I don't know how you haven't bought yet. You're probably going to buy it, aren't you?
Well, I ordered a load of stuff and my credit card bounced.
David ordered a whole WWE shop order for SummerSlam weekend, so he had some new gear to wear, and then he tells me this week, he's like, so I didn't order it, and I didn't realize it didn't ship out the whole time, so sorry. But now you can order that shirt. Looks great. Let's go to the final, I guess, it's not the main event, but the TakeOver target, if you will. The 2 out of 3 falls match. Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole for the NXT title this Saturday. This video is really, really well done. This TakeOver target special here. Now, it shows a lot of the behind the scenes of Johnny losing at TakeOver 25 to Adam Cole. It cuts to, like, Adam Cole coming back into Gorilla when everyone stands up and is just clapping, because, like, what a match, what a moment for Adam Cole to finally win there. But then it cuts to what I'm liking to call now Sad Johnny, where he's just, like, in the back, like, limping. No one cares to talk to him. Not even Candice. Candice is over there celebrating with everyone else and Adam Cole. And Johnny just in the back. Sad Johnny limping. He's just like, fuck you, god damn it, Adam Cole. it cuts to, different people here in this video. The cameos here are really sweet. It shows, like, weeks and months, essentially. Adam Cole going to Gargano's Pizza, Johnny visiting the school, the training facility of people. It has Johnny Gargano in the Full Sail hallway here of NXT, and it's got pictures of, like, Big E, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, like, literally everyone, Finn Balor, everyone who's been through NXT and has gone on to, like, become someone in the WWE. And he says that that's not necessarily his goal. His goal is to be, when you think of NXT, you think of Johnny Gargano. When you think of TakeOver, I am Mr. TakeOver. You think Shawn Michaels, you think of Mr. WrestleMania. When you think of NXT, I want you to think of Johnny Gargano. And I will say, great line, but Johnny, you've succeeded in my mind. Already, when I think of NXT, you can think of your Finn Balor. Usually is where I would go, because he kind of really made this kind of step up. Everyone got a lot of attention, but I would say Gargano has past that. I think so. Match quality wise, 100%. I would say that. So it was really interesting for him to say that. Like video. This is a video, but to promote this, but he was really serious about that. And then it cuts to him hanging out in the Performance Center with Seth Rollins, which is really cool. And it's him and Seth Rollins chatting it up about the NXT, and Seth Rollins is kind of praising Johnny Gargano here as well. And Johnny's SummerSlam weekend, we're both kind of headlining some big matches here. How awesome is that? It's crazy. And he tells Seth Rollins to burn it down. I just found it really funny that even in a shot with Johnny Gargano and Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano looked cooler than Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I thought it was Johnny Gargano and his dad.
And then it cuts to Johnny hanging out with Finn Balor. Now it's him and Finn Balor hanging out, and they're going back to Finn was saying I was the main eventing here in NXT, but I was watching the cards, and you were on the mid card with Ciampa and the tag team matches, and I would say you were stealing the show all the time. So it's basically giving Johnny here the rub here, and it's basically solidifying what we just said, that Finn Balor himself was saying, yeah, you are fantastic. You're going to tear it up when you get to the main roster, which I still hope doesn't happen very soon. But I just thought this was really cool. It then cuts to different wrestlers like Triple H talking about how both of Gargano and Cole are his boys and how they just tear it down every single night. We get Robbie Brookside. We have Serena Deeb. We got Terry Taylor. We got Tyler Breeze. We have Kevin Owens, who says that Adam Cole will win on Saturday because if anyone follows their career, he knows that he's Adam Cole's baby boy. Not taking away from Johnny, but he says Cole will win. And Adam Cole, with his whole crew and Undisputed Era, and him going through saying he's going to take NXT to the next level, with the private planes and all these sort of things. I thought this video was just really great. Another shot is Shawn Michaels. He's saying that both of these guys, he watched, I think, the TakeOver New York is where he watched, and he was like, this is what wrestling has become, and this is fantastic. And that's Shawn Michaels saying that, who some say is the greatest ever to do it. And when the best ever says, you guys are the best ever, I would imagine that feels pretty good for both of these guys. This whole Target thing is really interesting. If you got some time before TakeOver, go check it out. It'll get you super hyped for this match. However, I said the third fall. See, it cuts to William Regal. He's backstage here, and it's this real close-up with it's got the light camera thing on William Regal. And he says, 2 out of 3 falls. It's a normal match, then a street fight, and if it gets to it, then I choose the third fall. And as of now, I'm the only one who knows the third fall. So, knowing the history of William Regal and keeping stipulations to himself, will it be the Queen of
Queensbury Rules
match? William Regal runs down, adds himself into the match, and the Queen is there somehow, and I don't know, Meghan Markle's involved, I don't know.
Can you imagine if we show up and we just see, if you go to a wrestling show, you sometimes see a steel cage above the ring, and you're like,
it could very well happen.
No. We see the elimination chamber, and they just they're like, oh, you thought the first 2 falls go by super quick. They're like, Elimination Chamber.
They should just hang everything up so you go,
You
what's it
don't
going
know.
to be?
They have like the Punjabi
Regal
prison
hasn't
up there.
even told WWE. Yeah, you've got 3 different cell cage structures above the ring, ladders
Fuck.
everywhere, tables, fucking petrol for the fire thing. Like,
So, I don't know. I don't know what it could be. I think it should just be a ladder match at the end there to kind
I
of make it
feel
crazy.
ladder or cage.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm kind of cool with anything. I'm just kind of cool with them killing
You
it.
know they're just. You know it's going to be an.
I
incredible
know they're going to deliver. So, yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not scared.
I really enjoyed this Target thing. It was, for me, I found it way more interesting, all the Johnny Gargano stuff, because
Yeah.
we've seen all the Adam Cole stuff before.
Me too.
I loved watching Gargano's audition when he's in front of the green screen and he shows the picture of him as a chubby, awkward kid.
Yeah.
And then he goes, the next day I was told I didn't get it, and they're going... Also, it's WWE's way of planting more seeds of Evolve. They go, he went to Evolve and became something
Sure.
different,
Right.
and because I think Evolve's going to be on WWE
The network.
TV a lot more.
The network.
But this made... Up until this point, I thought it was set in stone, Adam Cole's winning this.
yes.
Just comments Johnny Gargano meant, you can read between the lines, where he knows he could be the face of this company. If this is going to be on... If NXT will move to TV and start doing bigger venues
Yeah.
and things, he wants to be the face of that. He doesn't want to get lost in Raw or SmackDown.
No.
Ciampa said he doesn't want to go up to main roster. He wants to be
guy.
NXT. I think a lot of these people want to be NXT, and I mean, I doubt they don't have much say in the matter, but it made me believe Johnny Gargano could win this.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
he goes, I need to cement myself. He had a 1-month title reign, whatever. If you think of the past NXT champions, you don't really think of Sami Zayn much because he only had a 1-month
Sure.
reign. So I can really see Johnny Gargano getting it.
I can see it going both ways now. Like, you literally what you just said is like, I thought, okay, Adam Cole. But the way this is presented is like, they got us. They got us the hook here, at least, because I could see it going either way now.
And even if Adam Cole does still win, they've now made me more invested in the match because I love not knowing and thinking it could go either
Yeah.
way. Whereas I think up until this point, I thought, it's going to be a great match, but Adam Cole will win. Now I'm going, I really don't know.
I will say, like, Johnny Gargano, my wrestler of the year last year, like, definitely one of my favorites ever. Like, literally, just because of the last year of wrestling. I went to TakeOver New York, and that match was one of the best matches I've ever fucking seen. And I will say that I love that, and I want him to go forward. Having said that, the prophecy, baby. The prophecy. TakeOver Toronto will be etched in stone when people think of, wow, remember, were you at that show? Yeah. Remember when Undisputed Era fulfilled the prophecy when they all win NXT Gold? Because I think that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, touching on like what you said, Davey, there's 2 specific things that stuck out to me from this Target video. One was Tegan Knox. Beautiful. The second was how they definitely like made you think like, oh, Johnny has a chance, because I myself was I'm like, for sure Adam Cole's winning.
Yeah.
But you hear those comments from Johnny how, he wants to be the face, and it definitely, it throws, like you said, that sense of mystery where it's like, oh, okay, so is Johnny going to win? Which is the best thing for a wrestling match, because it's not to say if you go into a wrestling match knowing who's going to win, it doesn't take away from it. It sometimes adds to it because like, what can they pull off? But walking into it, like, knowing that whether they go with Johnny or whether they go with Adam, it's going to be good for NXT. It's going to be great because they're both, legit stars.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see how they're going to, because everyone, is talking about, like, the rumored move to FS1. And I could definitely see, like, you start out with Adam Cole, you introduce him as your top heel, and you have, like, the, Johnny Adam Cole story conclude at, I think the next takeover would be the Chicago War Games. You kind of have it there because by then they'll already, I assume, have been on FS1.
If it happens, yeah.
If it happens, yeah. But it's interesting. I don't think this will be the end of...
They made it seem on this that this will be definitive. That they will
definitely
be moving on after this. But I don't think either guy is moving up. I
hope they don't.
I feel bad for... Unless Undisputed go up as a group, I think they'll be fine as a group. I don't want to see any guys go up from
definitely
NXT,
not.
especially with the Fox deal. Fox aren't going to want these unknown NXT guys. They're going to want the big names.
Do you guys think it was I don't want to say good, but that it favored Tomasso and Johnny that Tomasso got injured.
Right.
When he did, because otherwise they would be like they would have just been on the main
I'm going to
roster.
stop you. I'm going to literally stop you right there, because then if you go to their YouTube, the WWE PC YouTube channel, which they upload some crazy things that you would never see unless you follow this. They've been doing these mini-series on Ciampa. Now, they've been doing this since back in WrestleMania when he showed up at TakeOver. The newest one they just released is showcasing him and his travels to New York for that moment. And I have to say, go watch this. It's like 8 minutes, this third part here, of Tomasso Ciampa and his story. And it's crazy watching this, because you watch it and you go, holy shit, this guy's coming this Saturday at Toronto TakeOver, and he could take out the winner. Like, you just don't know. They do say that at this moment in time, he is not cleared.
Okay.
He is not cleared to do, like, anything. He said that he was barely allowed to make it to TakeOver New York. He said they asked him to come, and he was like, if I'm cleared, then I will. And then he went. And it shows all this behind-the-scenes stuff, him coming out. It's crazy. It shows him and Johnny with Shawn Michaels in New York before the show, and Shawn Michaels talking about how their feud was crazy and things like that. But then it cuts to Ciampa saying, he's heartbroken. And it cuts to Triple H and Edge, actually. And they say, you had like this 4-year long build with Johnny, and then you got injured and it was taken away, and it wasn't even... It's like, you work at a job, no matter what you do, for 4 years, and then you get taken out, and it's like, okay, well, I'm off the job for a little while. It's like, no, there's something more than that, like the artistic direction, everything like that. And it's like, that's probably got to hurt. And Tomasso Ciampa says he has this weird mindset where Triple H is being interviewed here, where he has to keep telling Ciampa, like, don't ever think about the what ifs, because you'll never rest at night. He's like, think about it, not even in wrestling, like, if you get hurt and then you go, well, what if this happened? And what if I didn't get hurt? And then, and he's like, no, you shouldn't be thinking about that. Think about when you get back. Think about the next thing. Think about don't think about the what ifs. But what if Ciampa never got hurt? And like, what if Ciampa never got hurt like way back? What if like all these things that happened kind of happened for a reason and led up to this thing? So I just find it so interesting, because what if Ciampa never got hurt? Will we see Adam Cole in this mix right now? Probably. But will we see these... Would we have seen such classic matches?
It wouldn't just affect the main event scene.
It would affect
the North American. It would affect it would affect so much.
Exactly. So I just find that interesting that in this Ciampa video as well, which go watch definitely, it just makes me miss this guy so much, by the way. Like, dude had a kid and everything. Like,
it's like the NXT like a Performance Center YouTube.
Yeah.
Amazing videos.
Yeah.
I subscribe to it. I watch a lot of their videos, and they're just so...
This made me want to like almost cry watching this. Like, we watched this last night. We were like, what is going... Like, now I want to see Ciampa so bad. Yeah. I just think that is really cool as well, because there's so many things that lead you for this like storyline. And Gargano, by the way, has just been riding this wave of like... He's been thrown into so many different things and keeps delivering. It just shows that these guys are the top guys. And I don't want them to leave NXT, because they're in good hands if you have these stars like Ciampa and Gargano and Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era. Like, dude, you could bring back Ciampa in like a few months' time, if he could. There's a feud right there. You get DIY versus Undisputed Era at some capacity. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different avenues they can go. So I just found the production work of these Target takeovers and this Ciampa package are so good, and they get me so hyped for this stuff, because wrestling in 2019, there's so much of it, and you need to be able to get me interested in this. And TakeOver obviously is like one of the big things that, especially, we're all dudes in our 20s. Like, this is a product for us. They're gearing. But these AEW are also going to try to steal us away, because we're the target, I would say. So they're doing a good job with this. I'm super stoked for this. And bring back Tomasso Ciampa. He's got to attack the winner this Saturday. But
shall we go to predictions?
Yes, let's go.
I've got a few points on what you said, but it fits in with predictions.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go to TakeOver Toronto this Saturday. Let's look at the card here. Let's start off with Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai, the grudge match. I'm going to go out on a whim and start this by saying the greatest women's wrestler of all time, Io Shirai, will win this match. She's going to do something maybe heelish, and she's going to yell in Japanese, and I'm going to love it. Every second of it. Io Shirai all the way, baby.
I also think it'll be Io. Candice can lose this match.
Yes.
Like, we talked about how she's just kind of now being brought back into the mix of thing as a wrestler, as Candice, not Johnny's wife. She can take this loss.
Yeah, I think so too.
It won't hurt her. She can definitely bounce back because more than likely it'll be Io doing something heelish to win.
Mm-hmm.
So you could always get that win back. You could always if let's say Io gets the next title shot, you can have Candice. Well, she got screwed out of hers. You can always incorporate her into there
Multiple
as well.
match,
so
yeah.
I definitely see Io.
I'm going to say Io as well. I think she's going to cheat to win. Because I think these two are definitely going to have a no DQ match down the line.
Yes, candlesticks.
And that will probably be with the title. So I think Io's winning this by cheating and will somehow get the title before the next TakeOver, and that will be a big bloodbath.
Yes.
That will be the big match. This is kind of just chapter 1.
This is just starting of this. Yeah, definitely. Velveteen Dream versus Pete Dunne versus Roderick Strong. Triple threat for the North American Championship. Who do you see winning this? Walking out as North American Champion, I'm going to say the prophecy starts with Roderick Strong. This is your moment, Roddy, and you're going to take it. Buddy, Roderick Strong, buddy. I think he's going to win this. You don't even need to fulfill the prophecy, but Roddy winning it is definitely, people are going to be like, oh shit, it's happening. It's going to happen. And your rest of your night, you're going to be sitting there being like, holy shit, is this going to happen? And I think Roderick Strong kind of deserves this. I'm not the kind of guy who says this wrestler deserves to win this, blah blah blah. Give it to him, and it's kind of interesting. Is Pete Dunne going to hang around here in NXT? Regal said that he is, but giving it to Roddy kind of just, I don't know, something about it is interesting. It also evens up. It also opens up Velveteen Dream to kind of maybe just go into a title match down the line for the main title. I don't know. I think Roderick Strong should win because he's the guy I want to win.
Yeah, I mean, touching on what you said, if Pete Dunne is sticking around, which I don't think he is, as long as they, I feel it's just kind of like, he's here. He's gonna stick around, so it'll make us think he's getting the title. But I feel Roderick Strong's, this is his time now. He's been putting on these killer matches.
Yeah, he's just been killing it.
He's been killing it, and if they truly want to fulfill that prophecy, give it to him. Velveteen, I would much rather see him in the main. They've
been keeping Velveteen strong. He beat Riddle clean at New York. So I'm just saying. I think it's time for him maybe to go into the main.
Have we seen Adam Cole versus Velveteen?
I'm sure in some capacity, smaller TV matches.
I think in multi-man matches, I don't think.
So there's a title program.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, if Adam Cole retains, that would be a program I would be interested in seeing. Velveteen versus Cole.
That's a main event, I'd say.
Yeah, so Strong is who I'm picking as well.
All right.
It's his
Roddy.
time.
I'm going to say Strong as well. I don't see where the others go from this. More so Pete Dunne, because he's kind of done his thing in the UK. Do you move him to 205 for a bit to feud with Gulak? I mean,
sure.
I know 205 is pretty cold, but Gulak Dunne would be something I'd really like to see. Velveteen, I think, is strong enough character that you don't even need him in matches every now and then. He just needs to do a little segment and remind you he's there.
You could also go with Roddy versus Dunne for the next program, for the North American. Yeah. So it's like, I think giving it to Roddy is the best bet for this.
I think Roddy as well.
Okay, Shayna Baszler versus Mia Yim for the NXT Women's Championship match. Now, I know a lot of people are saying they're not really invested into this rivalry. I think this is the least interested match on the card. I think Shayna Baszler should retain the Women's Championship here. But that being said, I want to see kind of Io Shirai be brought into the title picture. Having a heel versus heel just won't work, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think Becky needs a challenger.
Becky needs a challenger.
She's had a title run right now that's been lackluster. Ronda's gone.
Yeah.
They've done all she can with Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I think Shayna Baszler would be like the perfect opponent.
Interesting.
She has Natty right now at SummerSlam, and it's because it's in Toronto.
Yeah.
That's why.
Sure.
Otherwise, that roster there's not enough women to have her. They want to push her as the face.
You want Becky Shayna.
She's on the cover of this year's game, so she's clearly someone they want to keep pushing.
Yeah.
I think Shayna versus Becky would be an awesome match, especially because Shayna's gotten so much better,
Definitely.
since she first arrived in NXT. So I think Mia Yim will win, and I think she will just sort of serve as this transitional champion, until Io gets the belt, because Shayna she's done everything she can, and I don't think they're going to have her just relinquish the belt similar to Asuka. I'm going with Mia Yim just for the simple fact of you need to get Shayna out of there.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think if and when Sasha's ready to come back, she'll be slotted right away against Becky.
I would be surprised if you see Sasha on SummerSlam. Maybe attack Becky or do something crazy.
But I think you're right, and I think Shayna would be a great feud to have before, if and when they ever get to that singles match of Becky v Ronda.
Yeah.
Ronda's still under contract.
Becky's been tweeting about it today.
She's on an indefinite hiatus, but she's still contracted to WWE, and that's a match that they could do down the line. And I think Shayna would be, for Becky to eventually win that feud against Shayna, would make her all the hotter going against Ronda again. I think Mia will have a very short reign. I think she might even lose it on TV to Io before War Games.
Hey,
you persuaded me. I'm going to say Mia Yim.
Guys, if you're telling me Mia Yim is the ticket to get Io with the title, then hey, Mia Yim, let's go. Give her the title.
That being said, there's a lot of unfinished business between Io and Shayna. Shayna was the one that broke Io and came out looking more of a babyface after that match with the post-match attack. So I think you could have a heel versus heel, because they're two very different kinds of heels at the moment. This is the one. Actually, this whole card I can't really call, which is great. But I'm going to say Mia
Yim. All right. Street Profits versus the Undisputed Era Tag Team NXT Championship. What do you think here? Is the prophecy going to be fulfilled? Are the Street Profits on the main roster now, so they don't need the gold? They can just go away? Because that's clearly what's kind of happening. I'm going to say the Undisputed Era reinforce that they are the workhorses here in NXT, and every time the Undisputed Era is in a tag team match, they go out there and they just destroy and they kill it and they slay. I think that's what they're going to do. An Undisputed Era fulfilling the prophecy again with them winning gold here.
Kyle O'Reilly and his dad will walk out with the belts. It's just Street Profits are fine, but they're Raw guys now, and it's fine. They're more of a main roster tag team anyway, and I feel like you get more out of them on the main roster.
I think they don't look. They already won the titles. They've proved like, hey, we're good. The thing that they need to prove here is not if they can win, because they've won and stuff, and they're going to go onto the main roster, but if they can actually hang is what they need to still prove. They did it in a multi-man ladder match with a bunch of guys. They were protected. Now you're tag team versus tag team with the best tag team. I think they're going to prove that they're really good still.
And even then, Kyle and Fish are such good wrestlers that even if for some reason they shit the bed, we probably wouldn't be able to tell as much, because these guys are such professionals that they can make them look good. But, Dawkins and Ford, they're great.
Yeah, they are.
So I am excited to see them go one-on-one, because you're right. They stole the show in that ladder match. So seeing them go one-on-one with these two guys just to see, like, can you hold up, will be interesting. But I also see them getting called up, to Raw. And
so who do you think wins?
Kyle and his dad.
The prophecy.
I
think Street Profits are so hungry as well at the moment. They know this is, as you said, they were in that multi-man match. This is their first one-on-one takeover match, and I think they're going to want to completely
They want to kill it. They want to do crazy shit.
I do think Undisputed Era are winning this, however.
There we go.
And Street Profits will transition into main roster.
They'll transition into the guys who just use old Attitude Era catchphrases in the background. And use eye drops with RVD. Riddle and them were getting on a flight, and Riddle posted on Twitter, Instagram, and it's them hanging out, and he makes a joke about, we want the smoke. Riddle found his smoking buddies. And the main event, predictions here, Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano, a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Championship. It's 3 stages of hell. As Johnny said in the TakeOver tailgate, the last things, he's like, I'll see you in hell. Adam Cole. I think This is a tough one. Part of me wants Johnny Gargano to win this because he, to me, no matter what, win or lose, you are Mr. NXT. You are TakeOver, Mr. TakeOver. No matter what, you win or lose this, you just are. You already are the guy here. But after watching that video, I'm like, oh man, I really want you to win because you're so good. But wouldn't it be funny if Roddy wins the title, the Undisputed Era win the tag team titles, and then Adam Cole falls short and loses, and the prophecy isn't fulfilled, just not yet. I think that would be an interesting swerve to the crowd.
That's definitely something I can see them doing, but I'm not sure if they have everyone else in Undisputed win the belts, and then have Adam Cole lose, like how that comes off on TV. Because let's say Gargano does beat him, I don't think he's getting as big of a reaction as he could if you've already spent the better half of the night teasing the prophecy being fulfilled.
Okay, well then fuck it. I'm predicting that the prophecy comes true here just to be that guy. I think Adam Cole will beat Johnny Gargano in the third fall.
I've been thinking completely that they're going to swerve it. I think the others are all going to get the titles, and I think that's going to be a shock at the end because everyone's going to expect Adam Cole to retain. This Target package had me completely change my mind.
Yeah, me too.
Gargano talking to Finn Balor saying, I'm after your record. I want to break the 270
Multiple
days.
Champion too.
Multiple champion. I think you could have Gargano retain, maybe face Dream at War Games, and then you have the Undisputed in the War Games match.
Sure.
You can play up the dissension between Undisputed again, because this time Roddy has the title, the boys have the tag, and Adam Cole doesn't. So that can play into that story. That can split them off for a little bit. And then if Ciampa's ready by January, I'd love Gargano to be the one to announce Ciampa's back and I'm defending against you.
Damn, that'd be
and you
crazy.
can have Ciampa's going to have a babyface reaction no matter what he's playing, and you can really finish that story, have the match. I'd say still Gargano goes over, but handshake embrace. This is down the line, but I think you need Gargano to be champ for that.
I think that's a fantastic, and it keeps NXT hot for such a long time. You keep these big stars there. I think it'll save NXT like from this like being lost in your weekly wrestling shuffle. You're going to want to see these guys, so that's the way to keep it. However, Ciampa versus Cole for the NXT title down the line also sounds like straight fire.
Which is why I'm going to go both of you guys are going just for...
I'm in the middle. I'm torn, man.
I'm interested to know what the crowd's going to be like, because Johnny Gargano's wrestled here so much. He was Smash champion for ages. It could be a really hot Johnny Gargano crowd, which it hasn't been at the last few takeovers. Like, Brooklyn is coal country.
But that's how you know he's so good. The crowd can still be on turn. They watch him and they go, wow, this guy's
you're really fucking
They're
good.
like, oh, wow, this is actually such a good match. And then he wins and they're like, yeah, all right, you deserve that.
What Marvel character is Johnny coming dressed out as? We talked.
Has he done Wolverine yet? Because he's the only big Canadian superhero I can think that
he's going to come out as Drake.
He has, as Drake.
Kawhi Leonard.
I think...
No, Ray did Wolverine, didn't he?
He has done Wolverine before, I think. I think he might come out as Spider-Man just because the last Marvel movie that came out was Spider-Man.
Far From Home. He's far from home.
He should come out as Wolverine.
Normally his costume has something to do with the city or his story, because he was Dark Phoenix in Phoenix. He was Venom when he was turning bad. It's always pointing towards the story or the city, and that's why I think maybe Wolverine, because we're in Canada.
Right. Kawhi Leonard. That's what he's coming out
I like if he just threw like a wrench in it and was just like, oh no, I just want to come out as a Silver Surfer because I want silver.
Or just comes up in black trunks, black boots.
And he's like, yep, this is the real swerve.
I foresee a bunch of Raptors gear this weekend. From
what
both.
Is Velveteen Dream? What is he coming?
Yeah,
I think Dream is King of the North.
Yeah,
I think he's doing a Game of Thrones.
Thrones.
Although it's
Raptors.
I finished a while ago now. I'm just thinking the North.
Yeah, I usually get good at this, but I don't know.
After that series finale, though, does he really want to remind me?
So that's our predictions here. I'm still torn, but I'm going to say the prophecy comes through. That's what I'm going to say. And for costumes, yeah, I could see a Wolverine in King of the North. I think we're on to the right path there. I think could be cool. Let's go to some feedback before we end the show here. Forum.postwrestling.com was where we post it up. You can put your comments or questions, and we'll read it here on the show. I imagine everyone here has some predictions. I'm going to start off with Mystery. He says, so I just wanted to post that Io Shirai video package has me completely sold on her being the top heel of the brand going forward. She is the uncrowned queen for now. The package was amazing. One of their best video packages that I can remember for an NXT wrestler. And Io followed up with an amazing tweet. And he quotes the tweet here. Io Shirai said on Twitter last night, there's nothing left to hide. I wasn't me before, but nothing is stopping me now. Poppy and I wear our scary masks. Wow, imagine Poppy.
I think Poppy's doing already.
I love that. Go for it, yeah.
We have Eva from London. He's more hype package now than man. Ranking the hype package plus my takeover picks. 1. Done Dream Strong. I missed half of it, but so hyped for this match it works. She thinks Strong wins. Baszler versus Yim. This hype package was better than they showed on previous NXT episodes combined. My heart wants Baszler, but my head says Yim. P.S. Baszler turns 39 on August 8th, which is why I assume you'll record the episode. So if you want, wish her a happy birthday.
Oh,
happy birthday, Shayna Baszler.
Happy birthday, Shayna Baszler.
Happy birthday.
Shirai versus LeRae. This was awesome, if for no other reason than it actually showed Candice hitting that chair from Shirai's vertical suplex. But she goes for Shirai. Street Profits versus Undisputed Era. Montez Ford is amazing on the mic, but thinks Undisputed Era will win. Gargano versus Cole. Not only did they air a half-hour-long promo package before NXT, they aired 15 minutes of it again on the regular show. The sheer over-promotion of this feud has made me lose interest. Still should be a phenomenal match. She goes for Cole. So, did Dain and Riddle have a segment off-screen? I know at the tapings Dain attacked Riddle on his way to the ring, but despite being billed as main event, somehow I missed it. No, it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the likely 2 confirmed pre-show matches? The Breakout Final, Breezango, Forgotten Sons, and Dain v. Riddle. We've kind of gone over all that.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing our TakeOver tailgate, and then we're going to run over to the Scotiabank Arena there, the ACC, and watch these matches. Like, we're going to make it for these matches.
Yeah.
I just can't say these pre-show matches are the ones that I'm like, that's not why I'm going, you know?
And she says, keep up the good work. She'll see us at TakeOver and can't wait to see WH Park.
Wow.
That like makes one of us.
Yeah, wow, one person.
I'm joking. I love you, WH.
We're recording this before we have met up with him yet, so depending on whether or not he gives me strong zero, I love you too, WH.
This is my first time meeting WH.
I've not met WH.
You're not missing much.
FaceTime to me.
It's going to be
FaceTime number one time with.
It's going to be a real letdown, to be honest, guys. You're hyping yourself up for a real shit show. Do you want to read some feedback?
Sure.
You have it open now.
We got Charbel. Is it the first TakeOver with 2 women's matches? The Johnny and Cole hype video is the best championship video I have ever seen. The guy who had the idea should go to the main roster. This was lit. I'm opening a new business the night of TakeOver, so please have fun for me. It was supposed to open 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
But my shitty partners forgot to do something, and we had to move the opening date to this Friday.
So it sounds like Jesse from the 6, Charbel is not buying your tickets. I am sorry.
Question, when can we get the news of Patreon if we are not all at the tailgate?
Oh, good things will come to those who wait.
Yes.
More information will come shortly.
Yes.
Yeah, the usual send-off. Shirai gets me high, and I will not.
No.
The other part, as David's mother is in the building, and I would never use that language in front of a woman.
Yeah, fuck that. We go to Pick Japan. Greetings. Street Profits give me a heel vibe. There's confidence and there's arrogance, and the Street Profits are moving towards the latter. Shane Thorne strikes me wrongly. Just looking at these guys on the screen, Thorne gave me the feeling he'd call ice on Joaquin. Don't know why Thorne leaves me with that feeling, and I could be stereotyping him. Maybe if Thorne had an actual character, I respond to him differently rather than let my imagination fill in the holes. Yeah, that's a weird character there for you. Math question. How many times can the word opportunity be fit in the commentary in less than an hour show? I suspect if they tried that, the announce team could fit in a couple or dozen more. I am not looking forward to a long Riddle Dain series. Do you guys think Dain is really up to the task of being put on great matches? Dain doesn't seem like the right fit for Riddle. There was only one match on the show, but the 4-minute long EO promo package is a good consolation prize. Ahoy!
Dain is incredible. I really think he can.
He is good.
Go back and watch some of those Sanity War Games matches and stuff, and just seek out his stuff on the indies. Killian Dain is really, really good.
The one thing that stuck out of Sanity.
Yeah.
He and Nikki, and I mean, it shows they're the two that are being highlighted the most. I mean, I guess Alexander Wolf too, but
hey, Nikki Cross, women's champion. And WWE champion.
Tag team.
So hey, NXT's breeding champions.
We have Jesse from the 6. Well, fellas, the time has just about arrived. The week which we've all been looking forward to for months. The return of club football.
Shut up.
What do you think, Dragon Dave? How will John Pollock's beloved Queen's Park Rangers do? They were my granddad's team, so I hope very well.
I don't know. Was that English?
Some are predicting doom for QPR, but I think they'll be safe. I'm not sure I can say the same for Charlton Athletic. If Lee Bowyer remains at the helm, the Addicts might be all right, but that's a big
Wait a
if.
sec. Jesse, do you listen to soccer podcasts and then comment, wow, I hope Ciampa comes back?
Everything you just said right now is what I imagine, like if your mother was outside of our door as we were recording this, she hears words and names but has no context to anything.
Yeah.
He asked a lot about football. Cool. And then leaves us a very nice picture of the handsome Roderick Strong.
That's not Roderick Strong.
It's Jamie Redknapp. That's who I said last week.
Oh, Jamie Redknapp.
He looks like Roddy Strong.
Yeah.
Less tanned.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll finish it off here with PJ River.
Yes.
Friend of the show, PJ River.
Yep.
An episode filled with promo packages. The last one with Johnny and Adam was very good. I love how unscripted Johnny was with Finn and Seth. How he was helping at the PC. That's the kind of promo package WWE should always do. It's modern and less panto.
Yeah, it made him look like an actual person. It's not fake.
I liked how him and Finn were talking just very naturally, just about unscripted, no kayfabe or anything. And then Seth Rollins is like, whoa, those 2 out of 3 Falls matches. I mean, if you can get him in the first 4, but those street fights, oh man, they're quite Rollins. Something. That can go either way.
And Seth Rollins. Even Finn Balor, is all 3 of these guys are probably really nerdy dudes.
Yeah, they are.
Realistically, they're all, if you followed them, I love all of them because I myself am pretty nerdy. And I'm like, Seth, you still came out here looking like the geek. Out of Gargano is the fucking guy who comes out dressed as fucking characters all the time and is always at Disney World posting things with him and his wife at nerdy ass shit. And yet somehow you still come out here looking like a nerd, Seth Rollins. I don't understand how you can't be cool.
He's the face of a company, right?
Fuck.
He is making sure his former friends don't steal food off his table.
He's just trying to make sure he's fed. That's it. That's all he wants. That's our feedback there. That is our prediction show. So looking forward to TakeOver Toronto this weekend. Is there anything else you need to say regarding this weekend? I'm looking forward to all this wrestling that's going on, including SummerSlam, which should be fun. I know you're excited to see Goldberg.
Oh, yeah.
David.
And Trish's last match.
Yes, Trish versus Charlotte should be interesting.
I'm actually quite looking forward to SummerSlam. I think the card has actually come together pretty nicely.
Are they advertising it as her last match?
She has now announced
that it is, in fact... Oh.
My mom lives across the street from Global thing, and there's this giant Global moose statue that we have here, because we have moose here in Canada, Scrump, and Trish was just there posting picture, and that's when she has now announced that it is my last match. The final Trish Stratus match will be against Charlotte.
And it's not even in Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
I guess they couldn't.
They'll get her back.
Do you mean Blood Money in the Bank?
So I'm looking forward to that as well. I think the whole weekend will be a lot of fun.
I think it'll be good fun.
So look out for that. Look for us Saturday night. We will be doing a TakeOver Toronto post show with David, Scrump. We'll have Jesse from the 6 join us as well. We'll do a little round table because we're all going to be there live watching this, so definitely write in some feedback for us and tweet us and stuff like that. So follow us on our socials on my Twitter and Instagram because we'll be posting tons of stuff. You can follow me. I am at the Brady.
I am at Davie Portman.
Scrump, where can they find you?
I am at Scrump_1 on Twitter. That's SCRUMP.
Wow.
_1.
Got that underscore in your
Got that
name.
underscore.
Yeah,
and
lit.
if you want to give my podcast a listen to, it's at PWTcast.
Definitely.
We're just starting up. We're only on episode 1.
Listen. I listened. You had
we're on
you had Marty DeRosa on, and it was
I had Marty
so
DeRosa.
Funny.
Who's been like
you have to listen to this week's episode because you burned like 3 of your top stories. Knowing you as a friend, you've told me some things about wrestlers, like you working with wrestlers. You've already burned your Okada Coco story, and I won't say any more. So everyone, go listen just for that.
If you want to hear Kazuchika Okada's feelings on the Disney,
or how Kenny Omega almost contracted a feline disease on an island somewhere before Wrestle Kingdom. You can go listen to this story.
Go over to the PWTcast. You can find this on Instagram and Twitter. PWTcast.
Excellent.
And
And if you're unable to attend the tailgate due to either going to other shows or not getting a ticket in time, do message us, as we'll be in the city all weekend. So if you want to meet up...
We live downtown,
We'll be at the events, we'll be at some bars, so definitely we'd love to see as many people this weekend as possible.
I'm super excited. I know, again, a lot of people are messaging us about tickets for this TakeOver tailgate, and we have sold out. We're actually packed, and it's such a nice thing. I can't believe that we did this. So shout out to all the people who are coming and who aren't coming, because I know a lot of people are like, you live elsewhere and you just can't make it for this. But we've had people being like, hey, I want to buy a ticket even though I can't come. And I'm like, oh, like that's dude, that's amazing. So thank you for everyone who's supporting upNXT and for supporting Post Wrestling. It's been like a crazy wild ride, and I feel like this is us with a live event of our own is such a small victory for us, but it means so much to us. So thank you for everyone who's even like said, hey, congrats for selling out, just even for listening to us. So honestly, thank you so much, and I'm excited to meet you. And if you don't, then just send us a DM and we can chat anyways. We're your wrestling friends, and we have no problem. So thank you so much. I will say it's just been a wild ride, and we will see you this weekend, SummerSlam weekend, TakeOver Toronto, TakeOver Tailgate. Be sure to follow us. Again, thank you so much. Okay, that's it. We gotta go. That's it. We're done.
Ahoy!
Oh, wait a second. Get out of here. Goodbye. Be safe.